Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's my pleasure to be here. And can I start off by saying that during my time as your Member of Parliament, I have very much come to appreciate the huge input that faith communities have in our wider local Huntingdonshire community. We have a thriving and successful social society here in Huntingdonshire. If you look at it in statistical terms, in terms of levels of people getting married, in terms of the levels of people not becoming single-parent families and other such statistics, we score very highly. And I think this evening we're going to be talking about problems that beset our society and government's approach to it, and that's very important. But I think we need to also recognise the huge voluntary input that we have within our local society that actually go to the heart of a lot of these problems and stop them happening in the first place. And that's a very important thing to put on the table, so I do. Yes, in terms of the faith leadership that you provide, but also in terms of the practical care and the guidance that I see coming from faith communities. The debt advice that I see, only a few weeks ago I was over the road in the old Barnabas Church talking to some of the tremendous debt advisors that are based there. With the food banks that have been set up throughout the constituency through your organisations, and I've seen tremendous working between the churches on these, and they're doing a tremendous job. I visited Huntingdon, St Neots, and I highly commend the work that you're doing there. I appreciate the close and ongoing interaction that I have with people of faith in this constituency, in formal terms, turning up to communal events, but also informally. And I know many of you in this room have written to me, many of you on multiple occasions. And whilst I might not always agree with the advice that is given to me, I can tell you I do always appreciate hearing it and knowing what the position of people of faith is, and I certainly do not ignore it when I'm out there in Parliament casting my vote. And what I will pledge this evening is that as your Member of Parliament, if elected, I will certainly look to maintain and develop those close working relationships with you over the coming years. In terms of the election itself, let me say that I think this is a general election the Conservative Party deserves to win. Indeed, the economy and the country that we inherited from the Labour Party was something of a basket case. Broken and under-regulated banking system, debts worse than Greece, rising unemployment, companies not able to go out and borrow money to expand themselves, of course in an environment here where we have one of the highest levels of small business ownership in the country, and empty state coffers. And where are we 5 years later? The highest growth in the G7, people in work, people taking money home at the end of the week for their families, zero inflation, low mortgages, growing prosperity. And all of this is vital because by reducing our deficit, by increasing employment, by increasing education standards, and indeed, I should add importantly, training for this area, not sending money out to foreign banks charging high levels of interest and falling into the Greece trap, but by keeping the money here in this country, having it to invest in the public services that we want to improve, like the NHS, like Hinchinbrook Hospital, like our overseas aid budget, and like smaller things that we've been improving, like gift aid, which to me is a very important thing to encourage people to give money to charity, and by tripling the money that is going to church roof funds to keep the fabric of our faith communities alive in this country. These are things that are important to the Conservative Party, that we will continue to do, and I hope we have that opportunity going forward for the next 5 years. Thank you.